Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we currently have some repairs to do. We want to work on the Shadowhawk once it finishes up as well. So let's kick on forward here. Yes, the ammunition logistics guys in the last mission were happy they made it, and they had some items fall off of the back of their truck. So what do we get? Okay. Oh, perfect. What do we got here? I was like, why isn't it saying in that? But that's because it's figuring it out here. ATM ammo, rotary AC5 double ammo, and LBX5 lead slugs. Okay, that's certainly interesting. We can't really utilize any of that right now, but perhaps later we'll be able to. So that would be absolutely great. We will, of course, proceed here and get some of these rests done. So next up, we're going to be finishing up our Shadowhawk. We're still working on the Trebuchet here. There's 1 day on that, but I want to hop in and take a look at the Shadowhawk here. Now, this is in... Okay, I guess we're going in here. I didn't click on it to do that, but sure, that seems fine. This is in this state for the Apollo. Never mind, I want the Shadowhawk. There we go. We'll go into the Shadowhawk and refit that. Perfect. So taking a look at this, what is this designed for? It is designed for punching. Obviously, we get in close and we punch. We've got a pulse laser here. We've got an engine heatsink +1. We've got gyro right now. Yes. Let's see here. Where's the armor these days? It's up here in the chassis now. So we've got standard armor and structure. So we could certainly consider going for ferrofibrous and or endo steel. I'm not sure if that's strictly going to be necessary to get all of this done. It's going to be expensive for sure. And we are interested in putting in an FCS melee at this point. So that goes in the cockpit. There we go. FCS melee. We've got the MRM-20 in here, which, of course, has no minimum range. We've got the medium pulse laser, which is probably okay for the time being. And then we're interested, potentially, in tossing in, and we probably don't need both of these. If we can, we'll get rid of the endo steel structure. But we're interested in putting in something like just machine guns for crit fishing inside of areas that we opened up. We're also interested in putting in the chainsaw potentially over here. Now, this takes zero space there because it's a handheld weapon, right? So it is 2 tons in the handheld. So we can definitely put a chainsaw in here. We've got the claws over here already. And we could put in a Gauss rifle, but of course we're not going to do that. We don't have the tonnage. So in reality, I do think that we go for a pair of machine guns in these 2 ballistic slots. There's also this support weapon hardpoint. I don't think we can put that anywhere. We could go with the M-Pod for one of these slots right here. That doesn't actually fill that slot. So the M-Pod would absolutely work here. We put in a machine gun. We put in a second machine gun, and then we have 3 tons to work with. If we drop the endo steel structure, we have about half a ton. Okay. It's the endo steel structure that costs the majority of this. So I think that we drop that for the moment, and I'm interested in putting in some ammo here. That's 400 shots. I feel like half a ton of ammo is sufficient. We can burn through 12 per round in theory. So we could put in a half ton of ammo here, and we still have 0.1 tons remaining. So the question is, what would we be interested in trying to cram into that 0.1 tons? We could go with safed machine gun ammo instead and drop armor, but that is a significant amount of armor to drop. So I would... Oh, we would need to take this out of here. 0.379 tons. I mean, maybe. What would that end up looking like if we did that? Dropping just a tiny amount of armor here. That's 0.1 tons overweight. So it would be basically this, right? And then I'd put in like extra armor damage in... What arm would we be more interested in protecting? Honestly, both of them. This is a potential option. For sure. This would definitely be a significant improvement over what we have right now for the Shadowhawk. So we can see our close range here is a potential melee attack of 201. That's not, like, maximized, but that's certainly good. For what we've got right now, that's certainly pretty decent. We are not really able to get more than about this in for armor. We could drop a little bit in the rear armor, potentially. I mean, if we're going to get hit in the rear, we're probably doing something wrong. But this is a melee mech. I want to point that out. This is a melee mech. So to that end, I am going to drop out of the right leg, left leg. We're going to keep the arms maxed, and then I'm going to drop a tiny bit of armor in our rear arcs here. Right like that. That should do. Okay, so that seems pretty decent there. Heat efficiency is not perfect, but it will definitely do the trick. Do we have anything that we're lacking? No, that seems, I think, absolutely good. So we're going to get that going. That is not going to be ready to deploy this time, unless we want to wait on it. The question is, do we want to wait on that Shadowhawk? It's 9 days out.
Hey, Bob.
The improved power conduits are now done, so now it's 7 days out. And we can hop into our engineering and look at what we would need for this. Structural reinforcement. So that's structural repair, and then this is storage space, and then structural reinforcement is this one, which requires structural repair. So we would need to grab this, and we can certainly purchase that. That's nice and cheap. No problem whatsoever there. I'm really tempted to just tick forward and get the Shadowhawk done. I want to start deploying with it. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Okay, now we're going to hop into the barracks, get any mech warrior promotions that we can.
I await your command.
There's a couple of them that are available here. We'll give Hardcase a point of piloting. Beyond that, that's actually it. That is the only one currently available. Okay, so now we'll hop into the command center and let's see what we can find as a contract here. Ooh, that's a lot. Okay, this is a whole lot. These are travel contracts, and we're not going to be doing those right now. So this is a destroy base mission, 6 salvage. Comstar is the op for. I would prefer not to fight Comstar if at all possible. What's this one? This is the same salvage, very similar pay here. We don't know who the op for is. Planetary government. Okay. Free priority salvage? Free priority salvage. I think we do this. This is a blackout mission, and we are going to be dropping the fire starter in favor of the Shadowhawk. We're still going to bring Hardcase here. So we've got a maximum of 400 tons. This should be a significant upgrade. So we've got our Apollo, our Trebuchet, our Shadowhawk, our Centaur, our Scimitar. This should be a significant upgrade. Darius thinks that it'll require more firepower, but Darius is probably wrong. We'll find out. How much you want to bet Darius is right? Darius might actually be right on that one, but you never know. You got to roll it up and find out. So this is all absolutely fine for now. It'll be a long loading season. Season? That's definitely not the right term. It'll be a long loading screen, so I'll see you guys in a moment. And here we are all loaded up, so let's just hop right on in. Now I did, as it was loading, hear the sound of a helicopter. Hey look, a helicopter. So we've got some allies here. That's absolutely fine. And we need to go find out what's going on here. So we just need to head on up over here. Werewolves, huh? Okay. Darius thinks that they're going to drain our body of blood. That is definitely how werewolves work. Perfect. So we're going to head up and establish our sit rep. We may or may not get ambushed up over here. It's hard to say.
Moving out.
And we're just going to head on up and get our sit rep established. So let's see what we've got up here. We'll see what our allies do. I'm not really expecting too much out of these allies. Certainly not beyond this sit rep here. If there's an ambush here, they might be useful. But for the second part of this mission, this is a blackout mission, so there will be a second part of it. For the second part of this mission, they're almost certainly going to be useless, so that's okay. Let's go ahead and establish our sit rep. Let's head on in. That's quite a ridge over there. Okay, let's head on in over here.
Good to go.
Okay, what do we got? A lance of mechs. Okay, we walked into a full assault. Turret defenses on our side. Phenomenal. So what do we got? We've got a swordsman, a hoplite, and what else is there? Up over here, a weapons carrier LRM. Yeah, I'm going to drop our Centaur off over here for right now.
Roger.
And the Apollo is just going to position up over here. We have spawn protection right now, I think. We can't attack anyway. Yeah, spawn protection removed now. Okay, so at this point, this weapons carrier has 12 movement. So we see a hoplite, a weapons carrier, a swordsman. What else is there? There is a 4th unit here. That's our unit, of course. A scorpion. Okay. Gotcha. So the question becomes, do we want to allow them to move first and not have to deal with this 12 evasive? I think the answer to that is yes.
I'll be waiting.
So we're going to allow one of their units to move. And that's going to be this scorpion here. That seems good. Where is our Shadowhawk right now? This is our Shadowhawk. Okay. So our Shadowhawk is here. We'll see what the scorpion does. It takes some fire from this turret. Seems okay. The scorpion will move now. So this all seems reasonably fine for the moment. I would like to get our Centaur out behind this hoplite. We'll see what ends up happening with that. The Centaur is currently going to... Ooh, that was a lot of damage. It hit everything there. That's a little sad. So the Centaur took some significant damage there. The Centaur moves phase 9. So at this point, it's our Scimitar that's going to be moving. Now, they did not move this Scorpion. So I'd kind of like to position around here and rear arc this Scorpion. We have very good hit odds, and we could kill it here. I think is a little unlikely.
I have it.
Yeah. Significant damage to the rear arc of the Scorpion, regardless. Oh, yeah. Very significant. That sounded like a big gun, and I don't know what kind of big gun that was. But sounds like the kind of thing we should be aware of. That's a light laser turret. That's a light shredder turret. I don't know what that was. Probably this Cloudbuster? Okay.
Yes,
well,
Commander.
we're going to move our Apollo in over this direction-ish, although the Apollo really should be reserved. The Apollo and the Trebuchet are moving simultaneously here, and they should be reserved. So we're going to reserve them back. They don't have a great target since the Scorpion's right here, so I want to allow these guys to move first. Scorpion is down. Rotary AC? That felt like a rotary AC. But I don't know what fired it. Maybe this turret over here? Okay, so that light shredder turret just took a big chunk of damage. This guy's got a Gauss rifle. The light shredder turret is actually just eliminated. Okay. That's reasonably fine. We're okay with that because we would rather it take the damage than we take that damage. So for now, we need to get in behind this hoplite, right? That's a pretty big deal at this point. They're going to move all of their units. Let's get this turned around so that we are knowing where things are. So they're going to move their swordsman, and they've already moved the hoplite. They're firing on this large laser turret. Okay. They did, like, nothing to it, but they did a lot of damage to the building beneath it. Noted. So that'll be the Scimitar out over... No, this is our Scimitar. That'll be the weapons carrier LRM here. Okay. Seems fine. The swordsman moves up and fires on our Trebuchet. Doesn't get very much done there, to be honest. So that's great. Now the question is, if we have to hit one of these front arc, which would we rather hit?
I live to serve.
To be honest, we don't know much about their armor levels. We could position here and hit the weapons carrier LRM rear arc and very likely kill it. I think that's the way that we go here.
Roger that.
Yeah, it's just out of here. Phenomenal. So now there's the swordsman and the hoplite remaining. So now we need to have our cavalry units charging at them while getting some cover from our fire support here. The real question is, who do we target? The hoplite or the swordsman for front arc attacks? I'm leaning towards the hoplite right now because it's already weakened.
Commander.
Let's see, this will be the Shadowhawk. Okay, we can actually see with the Shadowhawk. So 125 front armor, 910 overall, versus the swordsman, which actually only has 600 armor. So we may want to move into the hoplite here. Is this a charge? This is a charge. I would rather not charge at this time. So we're going to back off of that. And we can position somewhere around here. Now, we can't attack both of these. We know that this hoplite has a Gauss rifle. Do we know what side it's on? We do not have any info on that. Okay. So if we were to attack here and side arc this, we have a chance of eliminating the Gauss rifle. We can fire the M-Pod with a 73% chance. This is, of course, going to be a significant amount of damage output into the side arc of this hoplite. So I think we focus on the hoplite here, and hopefully we manage to chip through this side arc before it can really utilize that why is there so much smoke here? Do we have an internal combustion engine in here? I thought we had a standard engine. It's a 275 as well. Okay, well, maybe there was something that was destroyed here. Regardless, I want to do as much damage as we can to the side arc of this hoplite. That's what I'm getting at.
Roger that.
That was a lot of hits, but we didn't penetrate the armor in any meaningful way there. The hoplite is unsteady, so it will take a fair amount of damage there. A little bit of damage to that swordsman. That's okay. The swordsman is a lower threat. Okay. So the centaur is going to move in here. We can get side arc and hit the opposite side. And I think that is indeed what we're going to do here. We're just going to position here and hit the opposite side of this hoplite, so that way our LRMs hopefully have some very softened up hoplite to hit. Maybe even a knocked down hoplite. But that's not going to knock down there. Okay. That did certainly soften up the armor of this thing. But I want that Gauss rifle gone before it can really be brought to bear. So we're going to position up over here in cover in ideal range of the hoplite. And we are, that is unfortunately an obstructed LOS. I'm not sure what is obstructing our LOS. I guess it's just the fact that it's down this hill. Okay, sure. We're still going to fire at this hoplite and hope that we get some decent damage in there.
Give them everything.
Okay. We didn't get quite as much damage done as I would have liked, and I would have preferred if this had attacked the hoplite instead of the swordsman. But our centaur can now move in behind the hoplite. We can't actually melee it seems, so we can move into rear arc of the hoplite here.
Fall in behind me.
Armor here is quite low. Armor overall on the hoplite is quite low. Let's see what we get. This should at least be a knockdown, but there we go. MRM ammo explosion. We destroyed the MRM-40, which is not ideal, to be sure. But we did take out the hoplite, and we might be able to get our hands on that Gauss rifle, which would be great. We'll see what the swordsman decides to do here. It moves now. But the hoplite, we managed to eliminate without any significant fuss. I would have loved to get our hands on that MRM-40, but alas. It's firing on this light laser turret. That seems absolutely fine. No problem whatsoever there. So our Shadowhawk is going to close in on the swordsman here. We are unfortunately not able to get into melee range, but the swordsman does have weakened side arc here on the side that we're hitting. So we're absolutely going to do what we can on this side. Which wasn't a lot, to be honest. That was not a lot.
Waiting for orders.
Our scimitar is going to want to close in as much as possible off over here. Hopefully we don't stray shot with the AC-5. I'm going to pot shot this, and we'll find out.
May I interest you in some
Yeah,
melting
I don't
armor?
expect much out of that one. So that's okay. Oh, it's the chainsaw causing that smoke. Right, that's how that works. I'm dumb. Okay, so we're now going to move our Apollo up. I like this side arc here.
Onward.
Hit odds aren't the best, but we're going to give it a go. Structure exposure, SRM ammo explosion, and he's just out of there. Phenomenal. Yeah, we definitely expect more. That wasn't our mech that shut down there. That was them. I'm actually flummoxed that that worked. Well, not that it worked. I'm flummoxed that it worked that well.
Yeah.
So for now, our trebuchet is going to head up over here. Where's the
Location
main
confirmed.
compound? Off over here? Okay, I'm wondering about the best path to get there. We could follow this road. We could go around this way. I think we'll probably want to go around this way. Okay. So that seems reasonably fine. At this point, we will just start heading over
Copy
here,
that.
make sure that our heat sinks out,
Copy that.
unjam our machine gun.
Moving out.
Excellent. And yeah, we're just going to go around over here. Looks good.
Acknowledged.
Okay, so now that we're out of combat, we can move reasonably quickly. And these vehicles are just going to kind of run around over here and not do too much. That's fine. Cool. So we're just going to make our way on through here
Affirmative.
and just go around this hill, of course. So we'll just position right about here.
Going.
We don't want to get too far ahead, probably. That said, these guys are coming this way as well, so maybe this is fine if we linked up with the main compound here. The real question is, where are they being attacked from? Because they're almost certainly being attacked. They can spawn down here by these wind farms, or they can spawn up over here. And we'll find out which. For the time being, we're just going to close in here, and our centaur is going to catch up with our
that.
scimitar.
I'm walking here.
The scimitar is just going to brace for right now. We're going to allow our mechs to catch up a bit, particularly the Shadowhawk, which is a bit behind. The Shadowhawk is not the fastest mech in the world, which is a little sad, considering it's a melee mech, or intended to be a melee mech, but the Trebuchet can definitely catch up over here. The Shadowhawk will get caught up a bit as well. The Centaur is just going to position here. The Apollo is just going to position here. The Scimitar is just going to chill for the moment. And next round, the Shadowhawk will be able to get caught up. The Shadowhawk was significantly ahead of the others, of course. So this is fine. Okay, we may actually, well, no, I really do want the Shadowhawk to get caught up here. So I'm going to brace all of the rest of these. They're just going to chill here for the moment. And next round, we'll start moving in, and we'll find out what is going on at the main compound. We'll see. These vehicles are mostly sticking with us. I like it. This is definitely different, although these guys moved back a bit. These guys did too. That's awkward. But let's go in and see what's going on here. So our Trebuchet is going to head up over here.
On my way.
Our Shadowhawk is going to sprint in as far as it can. Our Centaur is going to head up here. I was hoping that that would be linking up with the main compound. The Scimitar is just going to head up over here for now. Apparently that's not quite close enough to the target zone. Well, we'll get there in a moment. However, it is close to time to putting a cut in here, and we're going to have a whole second half to this mission. So we may want to do that before we spawn these, just to make sure that it's a reasonable time. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to finish this mission. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.